Righty. So I did my fourth, fifth summit video the other day, which was better in terms of editing, because I actually tried to edit it for once. Because I've got such a long track record. But no, so I tried to edit something, and now I'm back in Derby, which means I walk into shit. So now I'm back in Derby for the weekend, and I will be doing the same next weekend. So I'm out walking the dogs on behalf of my mother, Uno and Dos. So first of all, really interesting. Don't actually have anything to talk about this, and I thought I'd just wing it and see where the fuck we end up. So obviously last video I was on a bit of a down slope. Now I'm a bit more up, hence the cool sunglasses and massive headphones around my neck. Turns out editing videos a lot more difficult than I thought it'd be. Actually, it wasn't more difficult than I thought it'd be, but there were some things that I didn't account for. Like, for example, the last video, the audio started to desync from the video, which I'm guessing, since the audio outpaced the video, was due to the, I'm going to say frame rates, might be an arsehole here, but I'm going to guess the frame rate or playback was 29, well, it said it was 29.7, which I'm guessing that 0.3 slowly caused the desynchronization as time went on, and we've got people paddling down a river in a boat, which is interesting. Okay, so I cut there because I didn't want to do awkward conversations, because I don't feel confident enough, and I always think, it's mainly because right now I feel like I'm just talking to myself or just talking to the phone. If I knew that actual people would watch it, I could feel more confident that I am talking to someone, but right now it just feels like I'm talking to no one, hence why I keep filming these things. Well, for example, on the middle of Sutton Bank in York, which is miles away from anything, in the middle of these fields, which is again miles away from anything, and also on the back end of a beach in Lanzarote, which was not miles, but a good 100-200 metres away from everyone else. So I don't really know what I have to do as a plan-wise for all my videos. The key thing at the moment is just to keep doing them so I can get better at the editing process, and hope to God someone takes mercy on me, watches my videos, and gives me some feedback or some tips. I will probably also watch some YouTube videos on video editing. Whew, God, absolutely knackered, and just because I've committed way too much energy to this. Not to mention, there's been a heat wave in the UK. Well, yeah, in the UK, but it's been like 25 to 30 degrees, which centigrade, not Fahrenheit, because it's a terrible unit of measure for temperature. But yeah, like 20 to 30 degrees for like ages. Like sustainable, like almost like a month of it now, which is actually causing loads of issues, because England's not designed for extended drought. Although drought might be a bit of an exaggerated word, but still extended heat. So everything is becoming barren and a bit dead. All the grass patches that are normally around at places are all dying out, and probably not very interesting, but still absolutely crazy. So global warming, totally happening. 100% totally happening. We're causing it. It's the end of the world, and the grass is going to die first. Now, the key thing that I think I want to start talking about, there's two different ways to go about this. I might even start looking at doing a podcast, depending on if my friend will be that good or that bad for actually doing a video in regards to doing a podcast audio and stuff like that. Might even start trying to do that as well, to just do more and more and more, because I want to spend, I hate feeling like my spare time's wasted, and just relaxing for the sake of it doesn't seem that fun. I want to do something that's work relaxing, like shooting a video or editing a video, to kind of pick up the pace a bit and have a bit of extra stuff going in. I also want to try and find as many things to do in as many different places and film all of it, to try and show people everything you can and can't do everywhere. Which, to be honest, Derby doesn't have tons of stuff to do. Apparently really good for gyms. There's a ton of gyms in Derby, so if you want to go to the gym, highly recommend it. Derby's a place to start. If not, what would I suggest? Oh yeah, fields. Tons of fields and stuff you can walk around in Derby. So if you want to walk around a field, Derby's the place. The greenery is actually really nice, and there are some really good canal walks, including some really nice bridges. I might try and go to tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow I might try and walk the other way on the canal to get down to the other bridges and try and take some photos and or stuff to supplement this. We will see. You know what, I will do. I'm going to say it as a verbal commitment now, and then if I don't do it, it looks awkward, and then bye. Hopefully that will be some stuff that's come over, and I've managed to edit it brilliantly so that you can hear my amazing voice without having to look at my stupid face, in theory. But yeah, so well, how I'll go about this, or try and do everything with this, but the premise is that I'm a strong believer in no one's good at anything just naturally. No one's naturally good at doing anything, essentially, and the people that get good at doing stuff are the people that just do it. So I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it until I get somewhere. I'm not too sure what to do content-wise outside of showing people the cool things to do. The premise was to go around to loads of different places, but since I am not rich, and I mean really rich, and I'm not a hashtag jet setter, or a model, or a bikini model, it's very difficult for me to just fly around everywhere because I'd have to pay for it and other people won't. And I'm now unbelievably broke despite having a job now where I earn more money than I ever have, which is really interesting because, oh man, it really messes with me that somehow I have a job where I earn more money than I ever have, and yet right now I don't have any money. In fact, it's about a week after payday and I am broke, like £500 on a credit card that's going to be gaining interest very soon, broke. So also not too sure what to do from that perspective. I keep saying, I think at the end of the next month I might be a bit more on top of it, and it might take 2 months to really get back into position, but I've been saying that the next month I'll be on top of it for about 4 months, so maybe not. Aside from that, I don't have much else to kind of go on at the moment. It was just a bit of a riffing off the cuff to show a bit of Derby. We'll show the dogs. Hold on. We got Artie. Artie! What's up? And Pip. Pip's not as good for the camera. Artie loves the camera. Don't you, boy? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you, boy? But yeah, so there you go. So this is Derby. One of the nicer things about it, especially this time of year, if the weather comes to meet it, you have some fantastic little vistas to look across sunwise. Artie thinks I'm going to throw a ball for him, but I'm not. Artie, Artie, no, I'm not getting anything for you. So there we go. That's all that side of it done. So I hope this is kind of a bit more of a higher energy one to my last one. I've also been somewhat ill, / quite heavily ill, due to the fact that I decided it would be a good idea to, on a Tuesday night, go out on a date, get very drunk off about 3 bottles of wine, and after getting drunk off the 3 bottles of wine, oh god, oh my god, this is so difficult. Filming nightmare. Close enough. After getting drunk off the 3 bottles of wine, end up in a situation where I went to bed at about 2 in the morning when I had to be up for work at 7, which messed me up. So I'm going to leave you guys to it. Peace.
Non-stop, yo. We no flop, yo. Shonda Paul with the yo. All of the girl them just a rock, yo. Non-stop now. Cause we hot, yo. Shonda Paul with the yo. All of the girl them just a flock, yo. Non-stop, yo. To the top, yo. S to the P with the yo.
Additional video. Oh shit. There's a little additional video to go alongside this. Pip is a very boring dog in terms of being dog stuff. She just likes to sniff around and do her own thing and chill. Artie, on the other hand, is loyal to the stick. He loves the stick. He always loves, and he probably will always go for it. And loves a bit of a swim. Ta-da! And he's going to shake all over me, but there you go.